Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show as always. Thank you for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Well, yesterday was Donald Trump's first official State of the Union address to the to a joint session of Congress. Of course, it's his second speech to a joint session of Congress, but only the first one referred to as a State of the Union. Now, of course, I did not watch the State of the Union last night because I believe Donald Trump doesn't have Americans' best interest at heart. I don't believe he actually cares for the majority of Americans. I believe he cares for a few rich people, but mostly cares for other countries, especially Russia. I view Donald Trump as a clear and present danger to the Republic, and I will stand by that. It has led me to lose a few people on Facebook, friends, and social media, things like that, but that is just how I view him. And after yesterday, or after Monday, and him refusing to put sanctions on Russia, as Congress in a bipartisan manner approved, Donald Trump said, no, I refuse. And why? Why would Donald Trump refuse to do that? That's right, because he has something to hide. Because how he got elected was via interference with Russia. Now, personally, I don't care if it's a liberal or a conservative that was helped by Russia. Russia, in fact, interfered in our elections. Case closed. The FBI and the CIA both have evidence that this happened. Now, whether there's collusion or not, I don't know. But by him refusing to put sanctions on Russia sure makes it seem as if possibly there was a little collusion. Why? Because why else would you not slap sanctions on them unless you're scared they have dirt on you? It's Russia, for crying out loud. No, we don't need a great relationship with Russia. They don't have America's interest at heart. They don't give a damn about us. They never have and they never will. Especially with Vladimir Putin at the helm. You will never have a Russia that is supportive of America or helpful to America, as long as Vladimir Putin is the leader of Russia. End of story. Now, the thing that I find interesting, really, isn't necessarily even the fact that happened, but it's what happened at the State of the Union that gets me. Because I've done some reading and stuff, I didn't want to watch it, but I did want to make a video discussing some of the things that took place. And for me, the biggest thing has to do with Melania, like I said. And that being the fact that, one, most presidents arrive for the State of the Union with their spouse. Melania showed up by herself. They were separate. Why? Probably because she found out about the affair that he had in 2006, shortly after she gave birth to their child. So while she's at home, nursing a child, helping having a newborn, he's out, fooling around. And she finds out about that all these years later. And so if I was Melania, I'd be pissed too, and I'd be looking for divorce. Because, I've been through some stuff like this, and if you're able to work it out, that's great. But your first thought usually isn't, oh, let's work it out. Your first thought is, get the hell out of my face. I don't want you in my life anymore. That's your first thought. So she's probably still rather bitter and rather angry about what happened. At first I thought maybe she might have already known about it, but clearly from her reactions, it does not seem as if that's the case. So for Melania, I really feel bad for her, because if she's just not finding this stuff out, it's terrible. And it's not something anybody deserves. Nobody deserves to be cheated on. It's not reasonable. It's not right. It's morally reprehensible in my eyes. It's one of the worst things you can do as a person, in my opinion, when it comes to a relationship. The only thing you could do worse, maybe, is physical harm. So I feel bad for Melania. I really do. Because this pig of a human being, couldn't even keep it in his pants while she's at home nursing a baby. So screw him on that. Well, actually, don't. Hopefully nobody's screwing him anymore. But also, another thing that happened, Donald Trump got to talking about faith and family. So let's start with the faith part of it. As we all know, Donald Trump has no faith. He has no religion, unless his religion is money. We all know the only God he worships is money. So obviously that would be the only faith or religion that Donald Trump would have. We all know that to be true. Conservatives, Democrats, we all know he is not a Christian. We all know that he does not care about a God or have a moral compass or a moral belief system. The only thing that Donald Trump believes in is that he is a perfect being and money is his God. We all know that to be true. We all know that that's what Donald Trump is. He's a money-grubbing prick, and we all know this. Donald Trump has no religion. You know, you can talk to his past, they've talked to previous wives and things like that to prove that have said, no, he's not a religious person. He just talks about how you read the Bible and all this, and then he can't quote anything from it correctly. I'm not a very religious person myself, so I'm not holding religion against him. But when he wants to sit there and lie like he's some religious person, when we all know the only thing that rules his life is money, yeah, you can bet your ass I'm going to say something about it. It's very hypocritical. Because you're not, I may not be a very religious person, but you're also not going to hear me on here espousing that I'm some super religious person. You won't see that. You may see me critique religions, but you're never going to sit here and hear me sit there and tell you that I'm some great religious scholar or something. Or that I'm really a great Christian or something. You're not going to hear that from me. I may have read the Bible. I may be able to quote a few things here and there. But I don't remember everything from it. And I don't really tend to practice religion all that much anymore. At least when it comes to an organized sense. But Donald Trump seems to think that he's able to sit there and lie about it. And what's screwed up is the evangelicals and the other conservatives out there will buy anything the damn man says. Come on, he was laughed out of Liberty University because he did a quote out of the Bible and got it entirely wrong. Now for the family part of it. This goes back to the first part of this video. Melania Trump. When Donald Trump made comments about faith and family, his wife stayed seated. She did not get up and clap for him. She had a look on her face from the picture I saw that was rather, it's as if she was disgusted. That was the face I saw on Melania Trump. She was not happy. You can tell she was disgusted by him even talking about something like that. How in the hell can you sit there and have the nerve in front of your wife and family after it's come out that you had an affair while she was nursing a baby? And then talk about your faith and family? Screw that. Donald Trump, you are a fucking pig. And then all those damn conservatives sat there and stood up and cheered for you. What kind of bullshit is that? You are an absolute disgrace to this country. Bill Clinton did enough to disgrace the country while he was having affairs in the office, in the Oval Office and stuff, but at least he didn't sit there at the State of the Union and talk about faith and family like he was some great religious man. Nobody's perfect, I know, but you shouldn't sit up there and brag like you're some perfect being. You didn't see George Bush get up there during his State of the Unions, which I watched all 8 of. Or 7 of, I guess it was. I watched all of his State of the Unions, and not once did I hear him sit there and degrade people that have had drug issues in the past, or alcohol issues in the past. Why? Because he had them. It's not very often during Clinton's time where you heard him talk about morals during a State of the Union, or at all, hardly. Why? Because back then, for sure, he lacked morals. It seems he's changed a lot over the last 20 years. You know? So, but it doesn't make sense that he would sit there in front of his wife, who just found out that he's cheated on her before, and probably more than once. Let's not fool ourselves here. Almost any person who was cheated or has cheated on their spouse has cheated more than once. They don't usually just cheat one time and it's over. That's not how it works. You usually only catch them the one time you catch them, and the other times they're never going to come forward on that. And I can guarantee you that's just how it works. So Donald Trump, you were disgusting, you were a pig, and you were a coward. You've literally broken every single one of the 10 commandments, I'm sure, at this point, besides maybe murder. And you want to call yourself a religious person. You've probably broken all the 7 deadly sins at this point, repeatedly. You want to call yourself a religious person. How do you sleep with yourself at night, Donald Trump? Knowing what you did to your wife and knowing that you're lying to the American people about your religious views. For 8 years, for 8 damn years, you attacked Barack Obama, claiming he was a Muslim, saying it's such a bad thing that he's a Muslim. Well, first off, you were wrong. He's a Christian. 2, he has more morals than you ever will. And 3, if he was a Muslim, at least he would have a religious background and not be a freaking joke when he goes to them and talk about faith and family. So don't go talking to me about faith and family, Donald Trump, when you're an adulterous man whore who will screw anything that'll open its legs to you. I don't want to hear it. You are a pig, and you are a disgusting, despicable human being, and quit trying to bring religion into it. It's people like you that made me go away from religion in the first place. False religious people that lie about every damn thing they do. It just disgusts me. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. And I hope you have a great week, rest of the week. It's hump day, so it's all downhill from here. I'll talk to y'all later. See you down the road.